not wait for it to happen. You have to visualize yourself there. You got to look at, what does your world look like? What am I standing like? Am I standing tall? Am I complaining? Am I, what is taking up every single second of your day if you were in that vision of your perfect world? And when you see how you're supposed to talk, how you're supposed to act, then you have to get into that and start faking it till you make it. But really believe that's who you are. What does it feel like? How can you teach somebody to be happy if you've never been happy? So it's like you got to discover what happiness feels like for yourself. All of these outside problems, everything that you're experiencing, you are creating it. And a lot of it, like for people that are depressed, is or with an addiction, you have the same world going on over and over and over in your head, that something's wrong, nobody's listening. And that's what my smoking addiction, I figured I'd know a hell of a lot more of what's going on through my smoking addiction. A lot of it is communication. Don't know how to communicate. So it's telling me to put on a YouTube channel, and it's, I put something out there, somebody comments. I love the channel being small because it's the comments that drive me to think in a certain path, that talks in a certain direction and helps me develop me. Because the words that I need to talk about are things that I need to hear the most. And so the biggest part of solving your problem, if you have an enemy, is realizing you are the problem. You are creating it for a reason. And if you're trying to say something the universe is not listening to you about, then if you own responsibility and say, okay, I'm the one with the communication problem. Clearly I'm not able to understand the problem that I'm dealing with enough to communicate it effectively so other people can learn. So part of the thing is, if you're trying to prove something to other people, then what you're doing every single minute of your day is proving something. And while you're proving something, you're actually looking guilty of what it is you're trying to prove. If somebody's, how many examples? Like, if you say that you know how to communicate effectively, then you're actually communicating effectively. If you say you can make it on your own, then you're actually making it on your own. You're not relying on a lot of other people. Whatever you're obsessively compulsive at trying to prove, while you're trying to communicate and prove it with other people, the way you stand, the way you act, the way you interact in the world is not what you think it is, because your focus isn't there. So you sort of need to be what it is you need to prove, and don't prove it to anybody. Prove it by your actions. A lot of, like, my family is, I have nothing to value and nothing to offer, and it's like, while I'm trying to prove that I do have something to offer, and through the conversations and the debates and the fights and the conflicts that I can experience and attract in my life, then all my life experience is about proving that I do have something to offer. It's like, what is it I'm offering? So it's better to be who I'm meant to be and communicate, do this YouTube channel, and write this book that I want to do, this bottle concept that I want to do, everything that I know that I believe to be true, that really is life-changing. As long as I'm doing that and I'm effective at it, then I'm proving it. So that's what my smoking addiction is like. You either fall into your purpose or you're going to die. And I know socially I'm responsible for changing the world. And it's like, but I don't want to change it. I don't want to turn into my enemy. So to be a leader, to do it my way, is, okay, I would hate doing that. I would hate turning into, a motivational speaker who's often wrong. They know some things, but they're usually off. So there's a good chance that I could be off. So I would never want the responsibility of leading everybody and possibly being and taking on all that responsibility. So it's like you've got to be your own leader. And what is it that you want to believe? Listen to your inner voice. You have this voice you communicate back and forth with, when you're in a room by yourself. You're talking with yourself, and it's, should I do this? Should I do that? What is this person thinking? I mean, you're talking to something inside there. That something inside there is the real you. Why would you be having a conversation that goes back and forth if there wasn't like a dual world there going on? So everybody has one of those voices, and that voice is there to guide you down your perfect path, the solution to every problem that you experience, but you need to learn how to communicate with it. And only if you are peaceful and loving and happy, if you're in that state of being, and then communicate with that voice, you get the answer. Every question, so it's about asking the right questions. Why are you doing this? What should I do next? Try to really, really understand the problem. And the problem is going to be within you. So you ask, holodynamics is a concept where you take your problem outside of yourself and visualize your problem with a color, a size, and a shape, because that helps you visualize the problem that you're experiencing. If you can define it in some way and then take it out of yourself and communicate with it that way. And find out, what the hell do you want? Like the smoking addiction, take it outside of myself and say, what the hell you want? What do you want? What am I supposed to do next? And it guides me down the perfect path, but you have to be in this state of love and happiness. And so while you're in a lot of fear and you see a lot of problems wrong and you've had a lot of suffering and you don't know the answer to shit, it's like when you're ready to give up everything, give up trying, give up the fight, just say, okay, universe, guide me. Then, you got nothing else to lose but get yourself happy. Visualize your problem outside of yourself and listen to that voice inside your head. It is your intuition. And start getting to know your problem and get good at asking questions. Why are you here? What do you want? I tend to treat it like it's one of my kids. That if my kids were saying, this is what I want, what would I teach my kids? Like if they're saying everything's hopeless and helpless, it is about giving your problem what it wants, because ultimately if it's inside you, it's something that's inside you that's not getting what you want. So it is like facing evil, but the evil that's inside you. And you do give evil what it wants, but you got to understand what evil is. You got to be friends with evil. You can't let evil be your enemy, because it ultimately is a problem within yourself that you don't want to solve, which is why all of the self-help book and medical world is all screwed up, because, and churches, religions are all telling you to stay away from evil, don't solve your problem. So now we got a global experience of nobody wants to solve problems because we don't want to face evil. And evil is the solution. Evil is the problem that wants the solution. And evil is within inside of you, and you don't want to give your own solution to yourself because it's too big and bad and scary and painful. It's like, don't give it the best experience of your life. Don't be scared of it. But you've been programmed to believe it's really, really scary. That's why humanity will never solve any problems, because you're not willing to face evil. Face that. Give it what it wants, but understand it wants me dead. And it's like, why do you want to die? And it's because everything will be peaceful and happy. So I've got to teach this addiction, what does peace and happiness feel like? And give it, show it, be an example of being peaceful body will guide you down a perfect path. My neck is bothering me, my back is bothering me. Sitting in a house and being isolated, not around people, not exactly healthy for me. So I have to show this evil how to live. And be the example. Don't prove it by constantly trying to talk to somebody, but prove it by actually jumping in it and say, here's a small little example. So it's like, I know that at the end of the day, smoking and doing a lot of things is wrong for me. So if I end up quitting it, you know what I'm going to look like? As a person that's just going to try and tell everybody to quit smoking. And there's nothing I hate more than, smokers quit smoking and then just start telling everybody to quit smoking and not have the understanding of why you smoke in the first place. So it's not about criticizing anybody that's doing anything wrong. It's your guide. It's going to tell you exactly what you need to do. There's a reason why you smoke. If you love smoking, there's a reason why you love smoking, which if smoking is bad for you, why are you enjoying doing something bad for yourself? You really got to understand the psychology that's working with you. That you'll convince yourself to do the wrong thing all the time, and you'll fight to your own death to prove that you're right, and it's like you're dead. So really analyze where it is you want to go. See that some of the things that you're believing in are only the sciences, the religions, the beliefs, every single thing you know to be true, you got it from somebody else. You haven't listened to your own self. Because if you did, you'd be really good at, living that perfect life, and you'd be sharing it because everybody would want a piece of it. Everybody would want a piece of the perfect life if it actually works and it was actually that easy. So we're all connected together. So you finding your path, you tracking your problems. Why did everything happen to you? You are believing the same beliefs as your heritage or your society. You are basically programmed. Somebody told you who you are and you believed it, either through your books or your religion. I mean, why do you need so many friggin' concepts that blow me away? That to believe in a Bible means that God will save you only after you're dead. I mean, I'm alive. I kind of would like God to save me now. Why is it if I pray to God, please save me, He can't do it while I'm alive? There's a lot of people with a lot of problems, and please save me from all the problems that are going on the planet, and He can't come down and save me. But I'm going to trust that He will save me after I'm dead. It's like, if He wasn't there, was a letdown when I was alive, pretty sure He may be a letdown after I'm dead. But your books, your religion, something made you think that something will save you after you're dead. It's like, isn't that convincing you to die? And why? What's the concept there? And we are all like a flock of birds. There's always a leader that we follow. But the biggest key to know about a flock of birds is one's the leader for a very short time, and somebody from the back ends up taking the place of the guy in the front. So we're all leaders. We all have to be listening to each other and guiding us out of this hell. It's not what you think it is. It's very, very dynamic. Everything is held together by your belief systems, and as soon as you believe something different, everything changes. Your personal health will change. The health of the planet will change. This is the big wake-up call. It is, in 2012, are we going to wake up? Well, you have to have a lot of problems to be in your face and the motivation to solve a few problems. So, if we needed to change the whole friggin' planet, then we had to have enough catastrophes on the planet for us to recognize, hey, there's something really wrong. We better get really good at problem solving and get the whole freaking planet on board. So this is an opportunity for all of us to come together and solve global problems and make a massive shift.